My name is Darren Joseph from HEJ.tax. We're the team that seeks to demystify that sometimes confusing world of cross-border tax. And today we have the honor and the privilege of having a conversation with Mr. Blake Harris. Blake, would you introduce yourself, please?
Thanks so much for having me on your show. I'm an asset protection attorney. I focus on offshore planning, so I help clients throughout the world, but most of my clients are here in the United States where lawsuits are rampant. We set up offshore structures, trusts, and LLCs to help keep our clients' assets protected from any type of lawsuit, litigation, or divorce.
Let's go into Nevis in particular. Could you talk about the pros and cons of Nevis as a jurisdiction? What makes Nevis unique?
So Nevis essentially copied the Cook Islands Asset Protection Trust Law after the Cook Islands passed their law. So the legislation is very similar. Nevis did go an extra step and codify a bond requirement of $100,000. However, Cook Islands still has a bond requirement, which is subject to the court's discretion. So it could be more than $100,000. So essentially, they operate in a very similar fashion. However, the difference is that Nevis government has grown a little bit hostile towards the asset protection business. I've had to write a letter to the Nevis government encouraging them not to water down the protective nature of their asset protection trust law. Nevis right now is making some good revenue from selling second passports, selling golden passports, selling residencies. Well, they're just not as committed to the asset protection business as the Cook Islands, who has never and probably never will sell a passport. Asset protection is vital to the economy of the Cook Islands, which is why 99% of our clients opt to the Cook Islands.
So with Nevis becoming less enthusiastic about asset protection structures, is it because of pressure from the US, or is it just a domestic political decision that they've made?
It's both. I mean, I get asked, is such and such country an independent nation? And my answer is always to the point that there's such a thing as an independent country anymore. Yeah. So yes, they have internal and external pressure. They do have pressure, though, to keep the industry going. As an asset protection attorney and as a believer, protection is vital to our freedom. I want to see every jurisdiction become more protective. And so that's why, as I mentioned, I've helped to lobby the government to keep their asset protection laws strong.
Okay, gotcha. Blake, if anybody wants to speak to you and your team more about these opportunities, how would they best reach you?
Social media, Blake Harris Law, Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads, Facebook, LinkedIn. Blake Harris Law on every single platform. TikTok's the biggest one, where I have over 250,000 followers, post typically a few times a day on every single platform. I'm very active on social media. I very much stand behind what I say. You can also check out my website, blakeharrislaw.com. Or if you're interested in actually setting up a trust, give me a call. My phone number is 833-ASK-BLAKE. Otherwise, thank you so much for having me on your show. This was a pleasure.